Hi, and welcome to Live with Connie. Today, my guest star is the fabulous Regina with Marshknitting101. How are you doing today,
I'm
Regina?
good. I'm good. Hello, everybody. I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm tired after last night, though.
I'm sure you probably are. That was really fun. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time, and I hope everyone enjoyed the party yesterday. And let's see, we have Julie and Sarah here. How are y'all ladies doing? And what are y'all currently working on? And also, I want to welcome those that will be watching on replay. And if you are watching the replay, please leave a comment to let us know. And also, feel free to answer any of the questions that we ask in today's live. That is, if we get into the question, it just depends where the conversation takes us today. Let's see. Lisa's here and she says it's an elephant raid. Awesome. And Lisa,
Hello.
I don't know if you read my email yet or not. I thought your stitch markers had gone out because I had given them to Frank to mail a few weeks ago and he forgot to go to the post office. We found them in his it was in his car still, but I added some more stitch markers for you and um after he gets done with his doctor's appointment, he's going to the post office, and I'm going to verify that he made it to the post office, and I'll send you an email to let you know once he's back home. He has some other errands he'll be running, so it'll be sometime this afternoon. I'll send you an email. And I'm so sorry it's taken this long. And also if you want, since it's taken me this long and I feel bad, whenever I release some of my newer patterns, if you want those patterns, just let me know and I'll send you a copy of those patterns too. Okay, let's see. We also have Lisa with Coping with Yarn. Hi, Lisa. How are
Hi,
you
Lee.
and ET doing today? And what are you working on? And what are you working on, Lisa the Grammy? And let's see. Sarah says knitting set of washcloths. Just started knitting third one. Awesome. And Sandra's here too. And how are you doing today, Sandra? And what are you working on? And let's see, what did I want to Oh, the weather. Yeah, it's cold here. The temperature's averaging in the 30s today. Even though yesterday was cold too, but yesterday it averaged in the 40s. See, I know
It,
all this because I'm doing a temperature blanket.
yeah, it's only 24 here in West Virginia with a light flurry.
Lisa saying ET's in the closet working on the old temperature blanket. And I am curious who all is going to be doing a temperature blanket this year. Let me know in the comments. But let's see. What did I want to tell everybody? Oh yeah, I still need to pick the winner for the ghost plaid beanie pattern. I'm probably going to be doing that tomorrow. Um After today's live, I'm going to do my row on my temperature blanket for today and get my 2021 temperature blanket finished. So I'm going to take it easy the rest of today. Let's see. Kim's here. How are you doing today, Kim? And what are you working on?
Hello, Kim.
Lisa saying we are getting warmer and in the 40s. Yeah, my computer don't seem to have the right temperature. I don't know what the temperature is at the moment.
We were
But
like 60 at the
oh,
first of the year. Sorry.
yeah, the lows today are supposed to be in the 20s. So you had something else to say, Regina?
I just said it was 60 the first of the year, and now it's 25.
Yeah, crazy weather.
It's like flip flops or boots. What should I wear today?
Lisa says a green on green throw blanket and drinking coffee. Yeah, I have my coffee already, some Starbucks, the holiday blend. And Lisa says 2022 temperature blanket for me. And Julie says, I am working on a scarf to finish out the hat, scarf, and mitten set. I need to finish a cardigan and start the Afghans. Awesome. And we have Elizabeth and Terry and Rita, Jen that joined us. How are y'all ladies doing and what are y'all working on? And Terry says, I just decided yesterday that I'm going to do a temperature blanket this year. I ordered yarn this morning. Awesome. And yeah, and if you complete your temperature blanket for 2022, at the beginning of next year, send me a picture of it. And those that complete a blanket and send me a picture will be entered for a giveaway. I don't know yet what I'm going to do for the prize. You know, if it is someone international that wins, it will be an Amazon gift card. But if not, I don't know if I'm going to do a gift card or if I'll do yarn. I still have over a year to decide. And one thing, whenever I get my first check for monetization, I do want to do a live bingo, and I'll probably do a gift card for the prize.
Sounds
That way,
fun.
that way international people can join in. But yeah, I want to do a live bingo again. And this time I think I'm gonna try the one that's online. I know Zach with Zach's Craft and More used it, where everyone would still send the numbers in to me, but I would be able to put it on the screen where it's easier for people to see the numbers picked. But I think I would do it like you can set it timed how fast it goes up, but I think I'll do it manually. I think you can do it manual for that one. But yeah, I want to do bingo again. Just another bingo.
I was playing bingo over at, oh, I can't remember her name. Kay, I think it's Kay, the elephant.
Yeah, bingo's so fun. And let's see, Kim's working on a beaded beanie. Ooh, beads on a beanie. That is one thing I do want to try to do like this year. Do beadwork like on probably, but I'll probably do mine on a shawl with a knitted shawl. All the elephants are coming in. Elephant stampede. And let's see, Julie says 25 and pain today. Yeah, that's the bad thing with cold weather. Like those with back problems or those without arthritis and stuff, you feel it. But I'm kind of shocked. My back really hasn't acted up that bad. So so that's good. And Julie says we are now in the January dips. And Lisa wants to know where you're from, Regina.
West Virginia.
Yeah, I'm about to let Regina tell y'all more about herself and her channel and stuff, and if she has some whips and finished projects she wants to show. As soon as I catch up with the chat, I'll turn it over to her. Sandra says working on finishing a Suzette stitch blanket and a 3-weight yarn. Awesome. Elizabeth says it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Elizabeth.
Happy
Oh,
birthday.
Frank's birthday, the biscuit, is the 13th of this month. So his birthday's coming up soon. And then my birthday's next month, February 27th. I don't know. I might do some type of like birthday party. We'll see what happens. And let's see. She says, I'm working on a crochet tree skirt. I didn't manage to finish in time. That's all right though, because you'll have that for next year. Julie saying gift cards are a win-win. They usually are. And especially like, with people living internationally. because unfortunately they tend to get excluded a lot with giveaways. But it's so expensive to ship internationally. And let's see. Lisa says she loves bingo. Awesome. Oh, and Mary's here. Hi, Mary. How are you doing today? And she's working on a hat pattern from the week one Hobie Advent. Awesome. Julie says, I need to make a tree skirt for a 3-foot tree. That Santa pattern from Creative Grandma is so cute. That's the one that Laura Lee did for the tree skirt that she sent me. And it's just so precious. I love it. And that's something I'm always going to treasure. And everyone's telling Elizabeth, happy birthday. Lisa says that's how they play bingo in Carrie's life. Yeah, Carrie the Yorny Elephant. Oh, and Christina's here. Hi, Christina. How are you today? She just finished the cowl. It is really warm. And Kat's here. Hi, Kat. How are you today? And what are you working on? Lisa says ET's calling me again. Oh, the phone. I need to like I don't know. It's crazy with the notifications on our smartphone that we have, and I really don't know how to do a lot of stuff on a smartphone yet. Let's see. Let me turn it off since Frank's at the doctor's right now, so I don't have to worry about um him getting waiter deliveries. Okay. 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 It shouldn't bug y'all anymore. Let's see. Michelle's here. Hi, Michelle. How are you today? And she's currently at work listening. Um, what are you currently working on, Michelle? And let's see. Sandra says, in cold weather, ibuprofen and the heating pad are my best friends. Yep. Julie says, with gift cards, you get more bang for your buck by the time you ship a couple of skeins and pay shipping. And yeah, that's another thing that's true. That's where a lot of times I do prefer doing gift cards because, you know, well, sometimes you still have to pay the shipping, but there's ways that you can get free shipping on a lot of things. Or like, especially like Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, the shipping's free. But But yeah, because a lot of times, what you pay in postage, you could be getting more yarn for if you have a gift certificate. I mean, a gift card. Laura Lee says, "Did you get rested from the big party?" Kind of. The funny thing is, like, I was tired, but I think I didn't fall asleep till after midnight. And then poor Frank, I was keeping him up because I kept talking. So it took a little while for us to finally fall asleep last night. Let's see. Vicky's here. Lauren's here. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all working on? Lauren says she actually made a live. Feels like forever. Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year's, everybody. And that's one thing, too. I was meaning to do a video for New Year's Day, and I didn't get around to doing it. But I do want to, probably tomorrow, whenever I'm filming, I'm probably going to do a little video talking about New Year's, goals with crochet and knitting, and also like asking y'all questions like what y'all did for New Year's, things like that. Like I said, I really wanted to do a video with me and Frank together wishing everyone happy New Year's, but I didn't get around to it on New Year's. It's been a busy last couple of weeks. It really has been. Like yesterday, okay, my monetization party 3 hours. And I spent 3 hours after the party responding to all my emails. I had like 24 at one time. And as I'm replying to emails, more is coming in. But speaking of that, okay, I have heard from everybody except where Dancing Moon. So Dancing Moon, if you're watching, send me an email at justanotherstitch2020 at gmail.com. And I have it up on the screen. And it's in the description box of all my videos. So that's the only person I still need to hear from. And those that won, I have forwarded your information over to the person that you won the prizes from. And with one exception, and Jen, did you ever Jen Reeves, did you ever hear back from Ivy? Because we're trying to verify that she definitely wanted to donate her prize to Jen. In which I did hear from Ivy today, and I did ask her, but she hasn't responded back to me yet. But that's what's going on with that. Okay, let's see. Vicky's still working on her son Snoopy. Lisa says, I love seeing Frank Biscuit on your thank you videos. Yeah, everyone seems to love that video. And like whenever it came to making a super chat video, um I was kind of like, what can I do? Because I kind of like how Coco makes those graphic ones, like kind of like Froggy with the frog jumping up and down. And I wanted something with an alien, but I was like, but I started thinking, okay, everyone seems to love seeing Frank. So I had him do the video and then put the two drawings that well, Lisa with Coping with Yorn's daughter Hannah did the first drawing, and then Teensy Kismet did the second drawing. So I added that into it at the end with the little spaceship sound.
I like that. That's cute.
Okay, you hadn't heard from her either. Okay. Okay. We'll give it probably another day or two and see, or however you want to do it, and see what happens. But she did say she wanted to donate the prize to you, so Laura Lee says he's such a good sport. He is. And he's popular, yeah. Like in like the Facebook crochet and knitting groups, they love seeing his pictures in there. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and turn things over to Regina. So you can let everyone know about yourself, your channel, show them what you've been making and stuff.
All right. Hello, everybody. It's Regina, aka Marshknitting101. I'm tongue tied sometimes. Let's see. I first started loom knitting back in 2020. This girl at work crocheted and asked her if she'd be willing to show me how to crochet. Then she found out I was left-handed and told me to go get the looms. And then I started looming, and then she says, now I'll try. I couldn't get the crochet still, so I tried knitting. She said she created a monster now. So I've actually did pretty good. I still like to learn how to do it, like with the right hand instead of the left, because it's hard to read the patterns and stuff. Like you got to reverse it and stuff. So I have trouble doing that. So then I popped on YouTube. I was like, well, where else are you gonna learn anything? Go to YouTube or Google. It's your best friend. And I started watching videos and started getting it and working on them and stuff. And then I do have a couple things I started. I was making this Afghan blanket.
Ooh, that's pretty.
For my it was supposed to be for my husband for Christmas, but it didn't get that far. And I'm using homespun because I got like a box of homespun. So I'm just doing this like regular knit stitch, nothing fancy. because I figure if I put it down, I'll forget. Yeah, so I've been working on that, and then I did cast on yesterday for the temperature blanket. I just I didn't have a lot of blues, so I was like, well, okay, with some greens, and then I made this little chart so I could keep track of my colors so I wouldn't forget and write down the temperatures. I think I have it upside down. So I have to write the temperatures and the colors down. I was like, well, I'm not worried about this because I don't think it's going to be in the 70s anytime soon. Um, anything else you guys want to know? Just ask me. I'm kind of shy at first, but once you get to know me, I'll be a jabberjaws.
Yeah, if y'all have any questions for Regina, just ask in the chat. Um, and also, I have her channel link pinned to the top of the chat, and also it's in the description box of this video. And if one of my moderators can drop her channel link too, that would be awesome. But yeah, if y'all don't have Regina, go check her out. Throw some yarn in her window, and show
I
her.
appreciate
I'm getting tongue tied, y'all. Show her y'all yarny love and support.
it. I do have dogs, so that you might hear them barking every once in a while. And the noise that you probably hear, like, kind of sounds like a dishwasher, is my daughter's rock tumbler that she got for Christmas. So everyone's like, "What's that noise?" I'm like, "It's the rock tumbler."
Yeah, so sometimes you'll hear Allie in the background or Frank. And like we live in an old house, so it's like it's squeaky and like it seems like you hear every little noise.
But I just like made my channel just to maybe make some tutorials on left handy, help people who are like me, because I am a little dyslexic, so everything's like backwards or frontwards or sideways. Add a letter, take a letter.
Let's see, we have Angela that joined us.
Hello,
Hi,
Angela.
Angela. How are you doing today? And oh, she's doing fine and she's drinking her water, still working on the heel part of her knitted socks. Awesome. Yeah, Lauren, it was a temperature blanket. Yeah, it's that time of year, temperature blanket time.
Temperature.
Yeah, and I'll be showing y'all the progress of my 2022 temperature blanket on my Knitting Friday video. And I did which live was it? Saturday's live. I had shown the little bit that I had gotten started on it. And let's see. Laura says that is very nice. Definitely a big job. That's the way I am quiet at first.
Yeah.
I am too. It's like I'll be quiet, and then once you get to know me, look out.
Like they call me Jabberjaws or Big Mouth at work. So they're like, we can hear you coming through the parking lot.
And like typically I do better like one on one with someone. You get me around like a bigger group, and the larger it gets, it's like I get like more and more quiet. Like I don't too good with big crowds. At least not like in person. And let's see. Oh, okay. Lisa wants to know, where does Marsh come from in your YouTube name? Is it Marshlands?
No, Marsh is my last name. So I was kind of like, I was going to do like the Land of Misfits, but then I thought that would go like horribly wrong.
Hey, Carrie, how are you today? And what are you currently working on? And Lauren says, I've just decided for my colors. Oh, I've just decided on my colors, but need to work out my stitch. And then I've got to record my temps for a couple of weeks before I can start because there's another blanket I have to finish. Yeah, that's one thing with temperature blankets. You can always go online to certain sites and find the temperatures for previous days, weeks. Because like I said, I usually use AccuWeather. And let's see. Oh, Lisa's telling on me. I think one of these days, Lisa and Cindy's gonna write a tell-all book of the crazy stuff that I do. Because like sometimes I'll meow sing to my cats, and like Lisa and Cindy tend to cut up, especially at night, where we'll start like singing to each other and like just like off the wall. You never know what, especially with me, you never know what I will say. Like I'll just like change up songs. But yeah, I sometimes meow songs to them.
What's a it's a quiet breaker. Like meow meow.
Let's see, Laura Lee says, through a little yawn in your window. Oh my, with dyslexia and having to reverse patterns. Wow.
It's like, oh, I definitely need to learn how to do it the other way, do it the right way.
See,
Oh
that's
my god.
like whenever I learned how to crochet, because I'm actually left handed. But I was like, I don't want to have to bother with reversing patterns and all that. And then I have heard that there are some patterns that you can't convert to, to left-handed. Um, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to learn right-handed, and that's what I did. I learned to do it right-handed to just eliminate that.
Thanks for throwing some yarn in my window. I think my dog got it.
Laura Lee says, "Me either. I don't do crowds at all. It's like I get social anxiety bad. I really do." And let's see, Lauren says, I've decided I'll be doing temperature and mood blankets this year. Although my mood blanket has 25 colors so far. I guess it's more of an emotions and feelings blanket. Awesome. And like another thing too, probably like I'm probably gonna try to see if those that are doing temperature blankets, if y'all can send me pictures of the progress, like after like January's over with. That
That'd be
way, kind of get an idea, like kind of get an idea of how everyone's doing their blankets, and I'll probably do a video showing the start of everyone's blankets, and then like I mean this this you don't have to do it to be entered into the giveaway for it. I just need to you just send the picture when it's finished. But I'd also kind of like to do like a video about every 3 months to see the progress on people's temperature blankets. I think that would be fun to do.
I like looking at other people's work. I was like, man, you guys are all so talented. You guys do amazing work. I'm like, I'll get there one day sometime.
And you get ideas because like today I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw like I'm in a temperature Facebook group, temperature blanket Facebook group, and I saw where someone did a row with I think the popcorn stitch
Ooh,
for like anytime like their family members had like a birthday.
that's cool.
So I mean, you're always like with temperature blankets. There's all sorts of things that you can do to make it your own. But that's the first time I saw someone do like like a special stitch for the row for that. I've heard of like using like a thread or something in with the row for like birthdays and anniversaries. But yeah, and like I'm also the pattern I'm following for my temperature blanket. Um, it's not an actual temperature blanket pattern, but I will put the link for that in my Knitting Friday video on Friday. And like another thing too that where you can get ideas too, or if you're not really sure how to go about a temperature blanket. On Ravelry, if you do a search for temperature blankets, and also you can, filter it if you want knitting or crochet, and that will give you some ideas too. there's someone there, or even just like Googling, sometimes you'll see stuff. But you can basically turn any blanket into a temperature blanket.
That's where I got the idea for this, was off Google. I was like, that is a good idea. I was like, I write stuff down, that way you can remember. I just didn't have a hole punch. So I like poked it
You
with
see,
my
I was
hole.
wanting, like when I did my temperature blanket video. See, I was wanting to do a swatch like that, and I don't know where we put our hole puncher. So that's why I just showed each skein of yarn.
I was like, well, I'll better write this down because I'll probably forget. Like, now what color was that supposed to be for?
And let's see, Amy's here. Hi, Amy. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Yeah, the elephants are all coming in. Oh, and Roberta's here too, and Granny D. How are y'all? And what are y'all working
Funny.
on?
Hi, Granny D.
And Geraldine too. Same questions. And Lauren says, I've been using Met Office for the village closest to my location. And let's see. I think I told Vicky hello already, but if not, hi Vicky. All right, I'm not the only one. Christina says I sing to my cat and he meows back to me. Not sure if he is singing along or telling me to be quiet. Yeah, like sometimes, like Sophie would sometimes like meow back whenever I sing to her, or she'll come to me. And speaking of Sophie, she's still not back.
No, I was hoping she'd come back.
It's I don't know. I mean, it's not impossible, but at this point, it don't look like she's coming home. I
She
miss
does.
my,
She'll probably bring some presents home.
but I miss my Sophie Wofi. Let's see. I love this. Roberta says you can't help it when the voices want to sing. You have to let them sing.
I sing a lot in my car on my way to work and stuff. They're like, "How are you so happy?" I'm like, "Coffee and music." I was like, ready for the day.
Yes, Melanie with Hook to the Left is awesome. I love Melanie.
I'll have to check her out.
And let's see. Julie says Korma does not sing. He has been yelling at me for 2 days now. I keep telling him his treats don't come until tomorrow. Oh, oh, Allie was happy the other day. She got her some wet food. She was so happy. Like anytime we give her wet food, she'll get so excited. She starts meowing. She's like, meow, meow. And Allie has like this really quiet meow. She doesn't meow that often. I always say her meower's broken.
Like my daughter's cats, as soon as they're like dogs, as soon as you open the treat bag, they're there. I'm like, hey, you guys know what I'm opening up?
But she
No.
loves to hiss and growl. but but you know the irony is, okay, since Sophie's been gone, Allie is more content. And like whenever the only time that she's hissed any is a couple of times whenever I've tried to pick her up. Allie don't like to be picked up, but most cats don't. But like I know like in the past, like if you kind of like had like when you approached her, I think if you caught her off guard, she tended to hiss. But now it's like she hasn't been doing that.
It was because Sophie and them didn't get along.
Allie wants to be by herself. And that's the one thing that like you would have thought that over time that, she would have became friends with Sophie. I mean, like she tolerated Sophie, but she usually liked like, usually like Sophie would be in one area of the house and Allie would be in another. And or if they work, kind of close, it was kind of like don't invade my personal space. And that's the one thing, like, because there's a part of me that's like, I would love to have another kitty, but there's two reasons why I don't plan to get another one. One is because of Allie, and the other one is I do suspect I might have some allergies towards my cats.
Oh, that's never fun.
So, I kind of figured that it might help with my allergies, because that's like, when the time comes that, something happens to Allie, which I hope isn't for a really, 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 really long time. I don't think we're gonna get another cat after. As much as I would love to have another one. Because I mean I love cats. but but I think with my allergies. Let's see, Roberta says, Bella, my cat blesses me every time I sneeze. And like Allie, sometimes when she gets excited, like she does this thing with her paws like this. And I always say she's praying. Laura Lee says, I thought Lisa and Cindy would have been fun together during the party, but we would still be there laughing anyway. Yeah, Saturday's live. Me, Lisa, and Cindy were cutting. Okay, let's see. Lauren says, I'm a lefty and refuse to bend to the righties. One day I may be less stubborn to make my life easier.
Like, I was like, well, I want to try. I was like, yeah, there's other people that do it, but I was like, with me being dyslexic, I'm like, all right, so this pattern says P22. I'm like, all right, is that backwards my P or right that P?
Sometimes I find it's easier just to do things right-handed. Um, and then sometimes, like, I don't know, like I'll sometimes I get confused because, like, when you do things left-handed, you got to reverse what someone else does. And like when I go to learn something new, it's like, is this going to be left-handed or right-handed that works better? Roberta says, get don't even get me started on social anxiety. Oh, when I was going to the technical college, well, we had to do these mock interviews, and whenever they called me to go in, I panicked. I literally wanted to run away. And like when we first started doing the fake interview, I could hear my voice cracking. I mean, you could hear it in my voice. And I'm just like, oh no, oh no. Then later, I did calm down. And the irony is, like, her critique for my interview, she said that I was self-spoken, but confident. And I'm over there like, how do you get that I was confident? You don't know what was going on in here.
Sometimes I talk too fast. I'm like, oh, I
And
should have been talking to you.
I don't know how she didn't hear my voice cracking like it did. Maybe she didn't think much of it because it was just at the beginning. Then there was one time I went to this church barbecue, and I rode with a friend of mine. And because I had gone to her house and my vehicle was at her place, and we rode together. And so we get there and all, and I started feeling panicky. And I literally wanted to run. I was like, but I couldn't because I rode with someone else.
Oh,
And then finally I started calming down, and I actually started getting to talking with people more and had a good time. But
sometimes you just need that little push. I'm like, oh,
Let's see. Laura Lee says, I've decided I hate computers and trying to send pictures. This brain is too old to be playing with technology.
I was like, I feel old. I'm like, all right. I'm like, how you do this? My kid. I'm like, what's this called? I'm like, what? How you get that to there? I'm like, I should know this, but I don't.
And Roberta says, I've done the bobble for the last day to separate the months. That's a good idea. And like I said, there's so much you can do with the temperature blankets. And like next year, I want to try to do a Tunisian crochet temperature blanket. Laura Lee says, I can't find my stitch dictionary. I want to do single crochet in my blanket, and it has a lot of single crochet designs. And Lauren says, I'm going to try interlocking stripes and do high, low, midday on mine, but I'm going to test out the idea first on a swatch. And oh, Caitlin's here. Hi, Caitlin. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And Caitlin's going to be my guest star Wednesday on my live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I still need someone to go live with me on Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if anyone's interested, send me an email and let me know. Or if you're interested in going live with me on a different date, let me know. I can let you know what my schedule, what openings I still have for the month of January. And Lisa says my daughter made me a swatch for the temperature blanket. Nice. And Julie says I have a new idea I have seen was a temperature birthday blanket. I hook was used more complicated stitches, and it was for the person's birthday month. Looked great. That's neat.
That's pretty cool.
Brenda says I made too many blankets. I can't do a temperature blanket.
That's what I was afraid of with having that one Afghan cast, the blanket casted on. I was like, am I actually going to be able to do two at a time? So I was like, and I was like, do I have a needle for my other one? So I found one finally. I was like, all right, I got it.
And one thing I thought about too when it comes to just like regular blankets, I've thought about doing like one row a day to make blankets. That way at the end of the year, I should have another blanket made. I'm pokey with blankets, as y'all can tell from my peppermint blanket.
Usually I
Let's
try to take mine to work, but then I'm like knitting and people are talking to me. I'm like, I dropped the stitch. All right, we'll put this away for now.
let's see. Miguel's here. Hi, Miguel. How are
Yeah.
you today? And what are you working on? He says he just got done walking and uploading a video. I'll be listening while driving. Oh yeah, Brenda. Roberta is wanting to know if she can get that turkey that you made back in October, the pattern. So you can either like maybe email me the pattern, the pattern link, and then I can get it to Roberta. And Lauren says, I'm also thinking of using a 3.5 millimeter hook because it'll overall reduce the blanket size and density. Shouldn't be an issue with such a large blanket. A swatch won't give a good feel for it though. And that is another idea, especially with crochet, because the crochet temperature blankets can really get too big. And let's see. Let's see. Roberta says, that's like our cats. The old lady is like 3 pounds, but she rules. The boy is 12 pounds and scared of her. Oh, yeah. Allie thinks this is her kingdom. And let's see, Cynthia joined us. Hi, Cynthia. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Laura Lee says, I don't think Allie would like you to have another cat. She seems to be enjoying the attention. Oh yeah, every morning I tell Allie good morning. I go pet on her, and she loves it. But I wish Allie would come to me more. That's the one thing with Allie. She don't, you typically have to go with her, except when she gets clingy. Then she don't want to leave your side for like a week or two straight. Laura Lee says, "You guys were so much fun Saturday." Yeah, I figured y'all would enjoy me, Lisa, and Cindy together. And Crystal even jumped on for a while too Saturday. Lisa says we get wild with all three of us. We should be called Yornies going wild. Oh,
Didn't Cindy wear her aluminum hat, her tinfoil hat? Have the hat, tinfoil hat brigade.
Laura Lee says, good idea, the Yornies going wild. Yeah, I think that's what I need to call it from now on. If I get Lisa and Cindy on with me together. And let's see. Amanda says, I'm sorry, Amanda joined us. Hi, Amanda. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Okay, Roberta's asking if I get the tunnel vision. What exactly do you mean by that? Let me know. And let's see, Jamie joined us too. Hi, Jamie.
Hello, Jamie.
And how are you doing today? And what are you working on? Lisa's asking me how I coped in the military. The funny thing is, I wasn't as bad when I was younger. It seems like I've gotten worse with, social anxiety as I've gotten older. I mean, I was still like really shy and stuff, but like I don't know, like sometimes I look back and I'm kind of like I don't think I could do that today. Lauren says my daughter wants me to read her a story from my book. It's a book of Afghan blocks. And Caitlin's working on a chevron blanket. Let's see. Okay, I'm not seeing how far behind I was on the chat. I'm a little behind, but I'm not as bad as sometimes I get. Roberta says there once was a single crochet and she wanted to grow up to be a double crochet. That's cute. Okay, let's see. Okay, and Sarah joined us. Hi, Sarah. How are you doing today? She's working on a couch cover,
That's
and
cool.
kitten nails are sharp on leather. Hopefully, this helps. Yeah, kitties love to scratch. Let's see, Tank joined us. Hi, Tank. How are you today, and what are you working on? Okay, you did post the Okay, you posted the pattern. Okay, good. And Amanda says, just got back home from taking my oldest son to the ER. He may have the virus, but I'm hoping it's just the flu. Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
hopefully. And I hope he gets better soon too, Amanda. And Laura Lee says, I am finishing the Willow Square blanket. We'll start the temperature blanket and want to do the calming comfort blanket. Awesome. And let's see. Sandra says, I usually make 2 to 3 blankets a month. Most are 4 by 6 feet. Yep, Laura Lee cats are very independent. They got their own little mind. And every cat is so different. That's what's so like, their personalities are always seem to be different, even though a lot of them look pretty much identical sometimes. Okay, and let's see. Jamie's thinking about doing a corner to corner temperature blanket. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I've seen that. That was one thing that I had seen whenever I was looking up stuff on temperature blankets. But but yeah, that's one idea. And if you do a temperature blanket, like I said, send me a picture at the start of the new year, and you'll be entered in for a giveaway. Okay, Roberta says tunnel vision with the anxiety attacks. Kind of. But usually, like, a lot of times I can, I can pull myself out of it. But like, I'll get real nervous at first, and then usually it settles. Sandra says, we had no water for 4 days when the water heater burst on Labor Day weekend. Oh
No.
no. Uh, yeah, a few years back we had pipes burst with with freezing temperatures. Roberta says I used to be a real extrovert, but since the attack I can't go anywhere alone. Oh, see now I'm not to that point. uh, you know, I can go places alone and stuff like that, but like, and I mean I'll deal with crowds if I have to, but like I said, I do tend to like get more quiet when I'm around big groups of people. Okay. Oh no, Laura Lee. She said she had a frog 316 knit stitch shawl. Oh,
Oh no.
that's the one thing with knitting. It's not easy to fix your mistakes. And then you tend to have to frog more. And I really like, especially like when I do lace work, this is one thing I need to get in the habit of doing is using lifelines, because I think the next shawl that I do with lace work, I'll use lifelines. Lauren says, I've never not been socially anxious. I'm really quite sociable in my comfort zone online, but that's about it. Finding common ground with people is really difficult, and I'm odd. Yeah, like I find I'm not the best at starting conversations with others. You typically have to get me talking, but yet the irony is I can talk on YouTube though.
That's the way I
So
am. Sometimes I'm like, my husband's like, "Are you gonna be in there forever?" I'm like, "Well, it depends on who I see."
because I know, like the first time I went live, I was nervous. I was scared. Let's see. Tank says I'm okay working on a cardigan of Bod's, the men cardigan that Eric is modeling. Ooh, nice.
I remember my first cardigan. I was doing it with was it Kay and oh, can't remember the other girl, and they were doing the fall cardigan and sweater. It didn't turn out right. Like my sleeves were perfect, but the body was like yay big. Like I don't know if my gauge was off or my stitch or I was knitting too tight, but I guess it's a finished project that I finished. This is for maybe a Barbie or a Barbie doll. I was like, I called it Frankenstein.
That's funny.
If it
but oh, speaking of Eric, it's like I think he's such a sweetheart. It's like he just seems so nice, and like the chemistry between him and Crystal. And then Evelyn's always such a little cutie pie. And I always love like in the Bod Life channel how when you see the pets, it's like I think she has such beautiful cats and the dogs and the rabbit. And let's see. Wait a minute. I feel like I have a sneeze coming. Sorry, y'all.
Bless you. Bless you,
Thank
bless
you.
I was gonna say I do have like a lot of like because I started out on Instagram. I can't Instagram. I always say that wrong. But I do have like a lot of my pictures on there. If anyone wants to go over and check. I think it's like Marsh 1906 or something. It's on my channel. You can wherever that way is that way.
Let's see,
You can look at.
Roberta. Oh, you were still saying something?
I said you can check out Frankenstein or Frankenstein. Always say that this gives me motivation to do more. I can makes me want to do it next for this fall. See if I can actually nail it this time.
Roberta says, doing the calming comfort now. Found some yarn I want to use in my stash. Awesome. And Sandra joined us. Hi, Sandra. How are you today? Oh, Sandra Pell. Sam Pell. How are you today? And what are you currently working on? And Jamie says, I am making lunch for my nephews. On my hook, I am making a cowl that goes over the shoulders. Nice. All right, Granny D, have a good day. Oh, and Granny D, I sent
Right.
you an email yesterday in case you haven't seen it yet. Okay. Julie says, I seen a cool one. It's a temperature granny square blanket. Each square represents a month. It was so pretty. Yes, I've seen people do different things with the granny squares with them. Oh, you got a question, Regina. Lisa wants to know what kind of things do you like to crochet and do you knit or do any other crafts?
I do all kinds of craft. Like I I like to draw and do the paint by numbers. I do like to learn to crochet because I always like the girls from work want me to make them baby stuff, and I'm like I can do the blankets and the booties and stuff, but they like stuffed animals. I'm like I can't. It's hard for me to knit them, so I want to try to learn to do the crochet so I can learn to do patterns that way. And I love baking. I'm always like making pies and cookies, and it's my other hobby. And then I also like to metal detect. It's like something me and my husband do together since we're kind of like an empty nester now. So we're like, what do we do? We're in our 30s, and I mean, she goes to college and comes back in the summer and stuff, but in the winter. But I'm like, all right, what are we gonna do? It's like, well, metal detect is fun. I'm like, no, what do we do?
Let's see. Laura Lee says, my kids don't let me out of the house often. I have to sneak out laughing out loud. And let's see. Oh, Sarah wants to know what you're working on, Regina.
I call this my scrappy Afghan. I'm making this one for my husband. So his birthday's in March, so maybe I'll get it by then. I'm not very good with like matching colors and stuff, so I was like, I'll wing it. But my daughter, I think it looks pretty good right now. And I used the Homespun by Lime brand for this. And then I'm working on my temperature blanket. I'm just doing the regular knit stitch. So I got my 3 days on there now. So, and then I forgot this. I did finish this hat for my grandma. So it's my husband's grandma, but I call it my grandma. And then I like to make some mittens. I was like, it's kind of that mitten time of the year for me.
Yet.
Make a hat, scarf, mittens, maybe make some
Okay. That's Allie, if y'all heard that.
coming in for her debut.
She probably was falling asleep and knocked stuff over, like she fell over.
She fell off.
She does that a lot. Poor baby. And Julie says she's a chatterbox. Pumpkin spice still rules.
Yeah, I like pumpkin spice and everything nice.
Brenda says, I have bad anxiety in crowds. I avoid big crowds. And let's see, Daigo and Gil joined us. How are y'all ladies doing? And what are y'all working on? And Tank says, it's my sixth time to make this cardigan. So did you have to tear out previously, or you've completed it 5 times already? Hopefully you've completed it 5 times and didn't have to ribbit,
It'd be
ribbit,
horrible.
frog it.
I'll say, my cardigan's in the next room. I should have brought it over. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'm like, it'll be all right. I got it.
And for those that don't know, that's why it's called frogging. You rip it out like ribbit, ribbit. Sandra says, I had to frog the yoke of a knit sweater because I couldn't figure out how to do German short rows. And with crochet, it's like, oh, you mess up, you just boop. You just pull that yarn and it comes out. Knitting, it's like you gotta be careful that you don't drop stitches.
I dropped several and I didn't realize. And I'm like, it'll be okay. I'll just go back and pull it up and crochet it, I guess why I call it Frankenstein.
Okay, and let's see. I did just tell Daigo hi, right? If not, hi, Daigo. Jamie says, I am an introvert by nature, but I am okay with public speaking if I know what I want or need to say. Booze helps.
But then you might not remember what you said.
Let's see. Okay, Amanda saying, luckily there was a package on my porch when I got back home a few minutes ago, and it was some yarn I ordered. I'm sitting here petting it like it's a cat. That's funny. Okay, Gail says she's cleaning. Need to make a video today. And let's see, Chris joined us, and he loves my hair today. I didn't do much with my hair today. I basically just combed it.
Yeah, I was like, I usually have mine in like a braid. But like my ears were getting cold, so I was like, well, let's take it down. Or up in I call it the bun, like flops around up here. Yeah, I was starting to take my Christmas decorations down. It's depressing after you take them down because it's all bare and there's like, I'm like, wow, it's all space now. We got to fill that space in again.
I need to take mine down. Let's see. Laura Lee says, I hate cooking, but I am so odd. I like to clean. You want to come clean for me?
It's like I get done sweeping and then like 20 minutes later, I'm like, Butters is my dog's name. I'm like, I'm gonna have to like shave you or something. I'm gonna put like the little dusties on your paws, and when you get around, you can dust for me.
And Amanda says, I'm only doing it because my anxiety is a bit high after dealing with my sick grown son being so rude and mean.
Oh, it's not nice. Well, the yarn will make you feel better. Just say nice yarn, nice yarn.
Tell him you put him in timeout. Tank says, I'm baking a small chicken in my Ninja Foodie. Ooh, Ninja Foodies. And how long should I cook it? Any guesses?
How big is it? It's a small, like 4-pounder. I've never used the Ninja. Is that kind of like the air fryer? Or
I know it kind of has like a combination of things. I don't have one of those. I have an air fryer,
I
have an
love my air fryer.
pot.
If it's like the Instapot, like probably maybe like an hour and 30-ish. Just depends on how big it is. Because like I like everything in the Instapot, or I grill. My daughter like hates having food on the grill anymore. But she's like, "All right, is it gonna be grilled?" I'm like, I'll change because we bought a wood pellet smoker thing. I wanted to do the turkey for Thanksgiving, but I didn't get to do it because I figured she probably wouldn't eat it.
Yeah. But I love like the Instapot. I love kitchen gadgets. Instapot, air fryer.
The girl at work, she's like, well, what do you use your air fryer for? I'm like, just my French fries. And she's like, oh, we'll try cooking other stuff in it. I'm like, all right. So I did like a steak and like, what else? French fries, pizza rolls. I did fish patties. I was like, this is all. I'm like, I don't need my oven no more.
I know. And then like I have like the air fryer, and then I have like it's kind of like air fryer, but it's more like this big round like electric oven kind of. It has like
Mhm.
little racks.
Like a toaster oven kind of.
No, no, not really. I mean, I think it was actually called an air fryer. I got it off of Amazon, but it's like a big round. Then it's like glass, like kind of like glass.
I also like the can because we do our garden in the summer and stuff. And like I'm making apple pie filling and zucchini. I always learn 4 plants is plenty, no more. Because you get zucchini and you can't give them away. Everybody grows them up here. So it's like zucchini fries, which I wanted to try in the air fryer, see how that turns out.
Yeah, I like doing different vegetables for fries in the air fryer. Like my favorite is butternut squash
I
fries.
like, I like the sweet potato fries too.
Oh yeah, those two. um, and another thing, like I don't really like beets per se, but if you do beet chips like in an air fryer, those are good.
The only thing I eat beet wise is pickled eggs,
Because like
the
I
pickled
was
beans.
scared to try it at first because I mean I don't know, I just think beets look yucky.
They always kind of smell like they have like the dirt smell, like a strong dirt smell. I'm like, eh.
But those are good. Or like I've done carrot fries, zucchini fries. Have I done any other type of fries? Well, kind of like acorn squash fries. Um, that's all I can think of offhand.
I like the cauliflower. Like I like most of the stuff that's made with the cauliflower. Because my husband and daughter are like gluten free and dairy free, so it's kind of I'm like over here. I'm like, all right, what should I make? Like, what do I cannot bake with or cook with?
And Lauren's asking, does anyone use a phone for YouTube for making tutorials? If so, what do you use to hold the phone? I haven't done any videos with my phone, but I'm kind of curious of that because I have been thinking about trying to do tutorials from my smartphone. How about you, Regina?
I usually use my phone. Just the fact that my tablet broke the other day, and it's just convenient, easier for me to like maneuver. I do have a laptop, but the other day I was like, who uses like a laptop so heavy to carry and stuff? I think the phone's convenient. And then you can get the tripod thing and you can set your phone on it and move it so you can angle your direction. I've yet to do a tutorial, but you can try
Yeah.
that out.
See, like I usually use my camera here to film my regular videos, and then I use a web camera for my lives.
I never thought of a webcam. I just use like my generation, it's the phone, you know. So I was like, well, what can I would try just if you use your phone just to get the tripod. You can get like one at like Walmart for $5 and you can angle it so you don't have to hold it. Now if you have enough memory and stuff on your phone, that's another story.
See, like I have a tripod, but I don't think it will connect to my phone though.
You should be maybe able to get like the clip.
I don't know. Had to play around with that more too.
I always ask my daughter, I'm like, now what would be best for me to do this? Or ask my husband, I'm like, I feel like I'm like out of the loop with the technology.
Me too. It's like, especially like the cell phones. It's like I'm not very knowledgeable with cell phones. Um,
Like
that
my husband and daughter have iPhones, and I'm like, I can't do an iPhone because I can't say that woman's name to help me if I needed help. For Alexa, I'm like, what? How? What's her name again?
Elizabeth says, I reached today's goal on my tree skirt. My red skein ran out. Oh, yeah,
Yay, good job.
I, I always like, I don't like whenever you run out of yarn for projects.
No. And you're like, oh. Then you're like, because they still have the color. Do you got to order it?
Because I know I'm going to have to order more yarn for my peppermint blanket.
I think the Hobby Lobby has their sale for 30% off. I think it started today. And I think Michael has like 80% off, but I think that's for like their Christmas decorations and stuff.
With my peppermint blanket, I still have yarn left, but I know it's not going to be too much longer before I will have to get more. And it's like solid color yarn. I always need more of. That's what's so funny. I use it so much. And let's see. Okay, Tank saying how she made the pattern 5 times already. It's an easy, nice pattern.
What?
Oh, go ahead.
I said, that's good that instead of having to rip it out, probably 5 times.
I know. And like one thing like me, like I have trouble doing a pattern like more than once. Like it's like I get bored and it's like I like doing something different, something new. And let's see.
And all these people have like all these whips. I'm like, I'm gonna keep it like I keep it to a minimum of 2, maybe 3, if they're easy and I can remember what I'm doing. So I was going through my yarn, getting stuff ready for the temperature blanket, and I found all kinds of hacks that I started on my way. I gotta take that one out. I'll probably finish that one because I can't remember where I wrote my stuff down. So I finally went and got me one of the nice little planer things. I could just start writing my stuff down.
My
Right.
notebook with all my notes.
Like I'm like, keep it. I did keep like I was keeping like all the yarn wrapping papers and that came in, so I know. And my husband's like, do you really need all that? I'm like, well, I'll keep it. Let me see. I think I have it like one sitting beside me. I was like, I like to keep it that way if I run out. I'm like, okay. So this is the yarn that I used. Well, I had to put like a rubber band around it. But got a couple more in there. So I wrote down my stuff. I like to take pictures, but then I'm like, I probably would never remember to save them or delete them or something.
And
Like,
Laura Lee, oh, sorry.
go ahead. You go ahead.
Laura Lee is asking, does anyone else have trouble with front post double crochet? I'm never sure where to put a double crochet next to it. Um, not, I don't really have problems with it, but usually like as of right now, I would have to look up how to do the stitch again because I haven't done it recently. Recently, I do find I have to do that with certain stitches if it's a stitch that I don't use like on a regular basis. Let's see. Okay, Roberta's asking, does your air fryer have a rotisserie? It's not really a rotisserie, but it that's usually the oven that will do like whole chickens in because like the size of it. Let me see if I can find it in my history on Amazon and I can try to show y'all
That's what I
if
told
I
my
can
husband.
remember when I ordered it.
Yeah, I was looking at one of them. I'm like, ooh, that looks fun. I'm like, I'm running out of counter space.
Let's see. That's probably 2019, I would guess. It might be longer than that. Let's try 2018. I don't remember when I ordered it. Let's see.
Well, I was just amazed with like the air fryer because we was trying to eat a little, like healthier and stuff instead of putting everything in the deep fryer. So like everyone's like, you just cook your French fry. I'm like, yeah, that's not what it's for. And they're like, no, you can use it for anything. I'm like, oh, all right.
Y'all hear Allie meowing in the background?
It's like I gotta make my debut.
She meowing. No, I don't know when I ordered it.
I think I see the sun coming out behind the clouds. Maybe it'll warm back up. I think it's supposed to be like back in the 40s by Wednesday. Like I think I go back to work Thursday.
Look a little bit more forward, and if I don't see it, then I'll just not worry about it.
So what like would you guys recommend me for learning to crochet? Like try to do it right-handed or to stay left and do it that way?
Really, it's up to you. I found it was easier for me being left-handed to learn right-handed, but it all kind of depends on, like some people can do that, and then not everyone can.
And I was like,
So
oh, I've tried. I gotta get this. Everyone's like, try switching it. Try setting the mirror down when watching the video. I'm like, I'm like, oh, I'll start out simple.
but yeah, I'm not finding it easily. But I may try to find it, and then like next time I go live, try to show a picture of that oven. Let's see. Christina says I like asparagus in my air fryer too. Yeah, that's good too. And oh, bye, Amy. I hope you have a good day and have a good lunch. Roberta says try putting some of those zucchini in chunks in a chicken chili.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Laura Lee says I eat the zucchini raw when it's real small and dip it in ranch. Great snack. Now, like one thing I like to do is take cucumbers in balsamic vinegar.
Oh, love my cucumbers.
Daigo says, my mother-in-law gifted me a new toaster oven that does rotisserie too. I love it. And Roberta says, jicama fries are good. And that reminds me, like, there's like Frank at one point years ago decided he wanted to try jicama. But I don't know, like jicama, we it was all right, but we really weren't like that keen on it. And let's see. Tank says it's about 4 pounds, a very smart pressure cooker air fryer.
4 pound
Yeah,
pressure
those.
cooker. I would say about an hour and 30, if maybe an hour and 15, and just check it. So when I do
Yeah,
my pressure cooker, I just shove it in for an hour and 30. So I got like one of the smaller ones to me and my husband, and then put it in. Now when the kid comes, I gotta use the oven.
yeah, that's about what I would probably recommend too. But those ninjas are nice though.
I'll look into them.
Oh, hi Amber. How are you doing today? And what are you currently working on?
Can't figure out which way I'm setting.
Okay. Lisa says she's going to be sending me a picture of some, I guess, to do with the smartphones. And Roberta says there is a store here called the Selfie Store. They may have something that would work.
That'd probably be good.
Okay, Brenda and Lisa, I hope y'all have a good day.
Hi, thanks for dropping in.
And Tank says, I have a pressure canner and a pressure cooker and an Instapot, but this is an Instapot. I'm not going to say that word because I don't know if YouTube will like that last word. Even though it's not said in that text, but
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm like, wow, like cooks so fast. Like we like saute the hamburger in sometimes. And, like you can do like rice because we eat a lot of rice and stuff. The brown rice.
and Gail says, I'm an introvert by nature. I push myself to speak. Lives used to be hard for me. I am comfortable on lives now. Yeah,
I'll
the
be
more
funny.
you do them, the easier they do get. But I mean, I still get nervous going live. Like yesterday, I was really nervous. And Lauren says, I feel like my phone would be the best quality camera for basics without investing in an expensive camera, which I wouldn't do unless I wanted to do YouTube seriously or it took off really well.
Yeah, I'd start out with your phone. If you don't want to buy any invest in equipment.
And really, like, I'm hoping that sometime this year I can replace the camera I have because, like, I do have concerns with my camera because every few months the viewfinder goes out. Like probably about every three 3 to 4 months. It's happened to me 3 times now since I've had the camera, and I've only had that camera a year because I got it like basically when I started my channel is when I got the camera, and Frank has to like go and like fix the little thing, but I do worry about the day that like it won't, like something will happen where you can't fix it. So
Yeah.
I do realize that I'm probably gonna have to get a new camera and then I may eventually try to use the smartphone some. But I know like Crystal, the Yorny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady, she says like, typically you're not, you don't have that much memory on your phone, so you gotta like transfer over quickly, like your video. Like I think you can store about like I think she said hers can store about 15 minutes worth of a video. Let's see. Sandra says Setta's Place had a video showing how she films with her camera. She has an overhead job that holds her phone. I think it's just clamped to the table. See, that's ideally how I would like to be able to like film tutorials with the camera above me. Because it's not easy whenever you feel like you're hugging your tripod. Let's see. Lauren says it's not easy to reach a position r- renowned on YouTube after all. Yeah, YouTube. And yeah, set up films with her phone. Yeah, Amanda's saying a lot of people use smartphones to record for their channel. One day I'm gonna try to play with it. I keep saying I want to do like a short video, one of those shorts. And then another thing too, Frank, like he wants to do these little like short videos of his words of wisdom for my channel members. It would be like members only videos, for like the perks for my channel. So we need to get those filmed. It's like we printed out little, like I wrote down, a list of things, for him to say on his videos, but we just haven't gotten around to filming them yet.
Sounds
That is
exciting.
that is something that those that are members of my channel that event, within the next month, y'all start seeing some of those videos. Roberta says, my New Year resolution, make a dent in my wipe and actually finish something that's not specifically to sell. Okay, Gail said she emailed me. Let me make sure I got your email. Okay. Yeah, I got your email. I'll get with you after my live's over with. Yeah, see, I have 6 emails in my box. My emails, I've been getting so many emails. So if it takes me a while to respond, that's why. But I will get back to those that email me. But but yeah, like last night I had like 24 at a time after my live. And I get through some of them, more kept coming through. I was busy last night. And then whenever it's like I got up from the computer, it's like my legs were numb. I really should have gotten up like after the live before I started working on the email for a little while. Laura Lee says, I bought a bunch of those little hair clips that snap. No Catchy Name uses them on the left over balls of yarn to secure the end threads. That's a good idea.
I do.
And Amanda says, I made a bunch of really nice hats and opened an Etsy store and all couldn't get one sale, so I deleted all my listings. Very frustrating. Yeah,
Mm,
like, I'm leery about Etsy. Um, because what I don't like with Etsy is they charge you even if you don't sell anything.
yeah.
And I don't like that. Like I get like taking a percentage out, like how like eBay does, or like even Ravelry, like when when you put your patterns, and YouTube also takes a certain percentage of out too. But it's like, but I don't know. I just can't get behind being charged, even if you don't sell something. And let's see. Gail says she loves fried zucchini squash. Coupon Gail says she has a great broccoli tots recipe.
That sounds good. Have to send it to me, gal.
And let's see. And Lauren says I can actually crochet and knit right-handed. I prefer not to. It doesn't feel as natural as my dominant hand. And Christina says, when it comes to that, do what feels the most natural to you. Otherwise, it feels forced, and you will stop.
Yeah, that's why I was like, well, I'll just keep going the way I'm going. I just like want to be able to do the patterns better, but eventually I might get there.
And there are a lot of left-handed tutorials. Laura Lee says, I think I would at least try right-handed. Boy, would it make it easier to read patterns. See,
Yep.
that's why I tried, with right-handed, and it worked out for me. But like I said, everyone's different. Because I mean, I find like I tend to be kind of ambidextrous, so and I do think a lot of left-handed people kind of have some of that in them, but because we live in a right-handed world, we gotta adapt. Lauren saying, I want to hit YouTube with left-handed knitting and Tunisian crochet options. They're poor compared to right-handed. Roberta, I knew how to say jicama because of Frank. Frank's the type, like, he can pronounce pretty much anything. And like even like some, like famous people. Like, and it's like he'll know how to say their names. And I'm like, how do you know how to say all those names? He does watch a lot of YouTube videos. He loves YouTube. Laura Lee wants to know what a jicama tastes like. I don't really remember. Do you remember what it tasted like, Frank? He says like a light flavored apple or pear with a texture of potato. Let's see. David joined us. Hi, David. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Okay, Roberta says it's like a turnip and a pear. Tastes like a cross between apple and pear. See, a vehicle just went by loud. I don't know if y'all heard that. Okay,
Goodbye.
Amy says she's watching while she's at work. And David says, I was a guest on some other people's lives before doing my own. That helped me to become comfortable with it. And really, I wish I would have done that. It's like my first time going live, I was by myself on my own channel. Laura Lee says, I have an older pressure pot. I thought it was like an Instapot. Do they pressure cook? Um, yeah, the Instapots they pressure cook.
Yeah, they're like a slow cooker, pressure cooker, like everything all rolled into one.
And I tend to prefer it over a crock pot because one thing I like is like you can brown your meat and like and saute your vegetables all in the same pot. And like when that's one thing that like when I cook in the crock pot, I usually have to do that in a separate pan. So then you're dirtying more dishes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just easier in the Instapot. Okay, let's see. That is true, Lauralee. But the thing is, like we only have one smartphone, and Frank does waiter deliveries. So if he's on his deliveries, I wouldn't have, I wouldn't, yeah, I would have to wait till he's home to be able to film. So it would kind of, make it harder on me to be able to schedule when I would film. And I never know when he's going to be home or not because he's in and out. Like some days are busier than others with the deliveries. But the nice thing is, like in our area, like he kind of lives in we live like kind of in the middle of the restaurants. So, in between deliveries, he just comes back home. But like some people, they'll go like in like restaurants parking lots waiting for other orders. Let's see. Let's see. Nana Kathleen joined us. Hi, Kathleen. How are you today, and what are you working on? Um, Once I catch up with the chat, then we'll start to wrap things up because we're at over an hour and a half now. Yeah, David says storage was his biggest problem when using my phone. Yeah, and that's the one thing that I like about having the camera because you don't have to worry about that like you do with a phone. Gail says I need to build a shelf for extra appliances.
I understand.
Like my kitchen's small, and like we have like this rack that we got off of Amazon that I have, a lot of kitchen stuff on. Then we have like a little pantry closet that I have a lot of my appliances in. And it's like I so need a bigger kitchen. That's why I say my dream house would have a nice huge kitchen, plenty of counter and cabinet space.
Mm-hmm.
And Lauren says, I'm trying to get my hands to heal enough to make them slightly more YouTube worthy. Keep my nails at least tidy and let the skin around them heal. Otherwise, everyone will pay attention to that. And David says, Fiber Spider also records only with his phone. And he is one that I've thought about trying to ask to see if he would come live with me. Does he have an email address? Because I have like tried looking on his channel and I can't find his email listed. I see that he has Instagram. I don't know. I may have to contact him on Instagram. But y'all know me, I'm not the biggest fan of Instagram. I prefer email and Facebook. Let's see, Joy. I'm getting tongue tied on Joe's name. Hi, Joe. How are you doing today? And what are you? Oh, I should ask you, what are you planting? Or what crop you've harvested recently?
Yeah, we usually start our seedlings inside, usually in the middle of February, because our weather last year we didn't get the fir garden out until like almost the beginning of May, and our summer is over in August. So it's like gotta hurry up and get it in.
Oh, I got another one for Joe. What yucky jelly bean have you eaten lately? Diana says I also use my cell phone to record videos and do lives. And let's see. Let's see. Everyone's saying hello. David says Etsy and I did not port as friends. Roberta said Etsy has too many charges and rules. I started, but then read all the fees. I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
David says you remind me there's some leftover broccoli casserole in the fridge, and I haven't had lunch. Yeah, I'm getting hungry too, Dave. I'll be eating soon too. Okay, you have a good day, Sandra. Yeah, we won't be too much longer. Sandra wants to know, what does everyone do with yarn scraps? I started a rectangle modern granny square blanket with scraps, tied random colors together, and I'm not weaving in the ends. Totally a scrappy blanket. Um, I like my scraps tend to sit. Now sometimes I'll use it like if I just need like a little bit of a color, and sometimes I've used them like when I do tutorials for my channel. Um, do you have any recommendations, Gina? I mean, Regina?
Um, I usually like use them for stuff around the house to tie stuff up, or like when we do our tomatoes, I'll use my extra yarn to stake up tomatoes to hang them up and stuff, or just tie them all together, like as she said, and just like knit it and see what happens. Or
And
sometimes
David,
I just
oh,
enter it in the trash.
David says I'm still recovering from the weekend and I haven't accomplished anything lately. In the let's see. Oh no, if he finished that thought, it's further down. It's not like the next few comments. And let's see. Kathleen says she still has Christmas presents on the hook. Oh, Dancing Moon's here. Yes, I need to talk to you, Dancing Moon. If you haven't done so, and real recent, I need you to send me an email address so you can claim your prize that you won yesterday. Send me an email. Let me put my email back up for you. It's just another stitch 2020 at gmail.com. And it's also in the description box of all my videos. But yeah, I know
Well, go ahead.
last I checked, I didn't have an email from you. So but yeah, get your email so I can forward your information over to the person I need to forward it over to.
I was gonna say I kind of want to start like working on my Christmas stuff because I really wanted to do. I watched Kate the Crazy Sock Lady. She made her stockings, and that kind of made me like, oh, I like to make some stockings. That'll be fun to do. I was like, I better get started now so I have them done by this year's Christmas.
Let's see. Roberta says, parking lot crocheting today. She's like, price of gas, we can't run back and forth.
No.
It's it's so expensive. Everything just seems to be going up in price.
No, like I live in the middle, like somewhat nowhere, so it's like to get somewhere you like get everything done at once. We're not going back out.
Yeah, it's like I wish things would go down in price. And let's see, Lauren says, I always enjoy your lives. Oh, thank you, Lauren. And Angela too. Thank you, Angela. And David says, I tried two different gadgets that were supposed to act like thumb drives. Transfer the files from the phone to the thumb drive, then plug the other end into the computer USB port. Both gadgets failed. Oh,
Mm, that's not cool.
yeah, and Gail's going to be having a giveaway coming soon. So look forward to that. Okay, it's going to send me a Fiber Spiders email. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, because I'd like to ask him. I don't know if he'll do it or not, but it don't hurt to ask. And really, like I'm trying to think of other people that I can invite on my lives that haven't been up yet. So if y'all can think of someone, y'all can send me a message, an email letting me know of a channel that I haven't asked. I mean, I may have, like, some of them I may have asked, but they just haven't been able to do it or whatever. But I do like trying to get different people on as much as possible. Roberta says my perfect kitchen would have one of those hidden rooms so I could go in there and drink wine and nap. Hey, as a kid, I used to think that there was a hidden room behind the wall heater in the hallway of our house. I thought it was filled with jewels and stuff.
Don't forget to put your yarn stashes in there too.
Let's see. Joe says he's in the planning stages for his garden. Okay, Gail, it's Regina, and her channel is Marshknitting101. And if one of my moderators could drop her channel link, that would be awesome sauce. And it's also pinned to the top of the chat, and it's in the description box of this live video. And Joe says, my son Joey was giving me lots of dead fish and spoiled milk last night. Ooh.
That's some good soil there. I haven't tried milk. I've done the fish, but I've never tried milk.
Okay, Roberta, you have a good day.
Bye. Thanks for stopping
in. And let's see. Lisa uses her scrap yarn to make the blankets. Oh, Frank, you did go to the post office, right?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, so Lisa, it's been mailed now. Your stitch markers are now mailed off. And let's see. David says, when I lived up north, I made scrap scarves and wore them out all the time. I got lots of compliments. Today, I could have used a scarf locally. It's cold today. Let's see. Lauren says, I recycle scraps and leftovers into new projects, mood and temperature blankets. But as I do a lot of granny squares, they never really go to waste. Gail says she heard that loud core. It was probably actually, there's this diesel mechanic shop like on the front of the block, and it's like off the highway. So a lot of times, like whenever they're testing the cores after they fix them, they do that. They rev the engines going down the road. So sometimes you hear hear that noise.
I live by the main road too, so men in the trucks come up and down the roads.
And let's see, Cuppy's Crochet is here. And I believe your name is Shannon. I know it starts with an S. So correct me if I'm wrong. She still has her 3 trees up. And Laura Lee says, I rolled them all into one big ball. It's bigger than a basketball. Great decoration, but I am putting another yarn with it to make a big basket weaving and ends as I go.
That sounds cool.
And okay. Let's see. David says, I am way behind on sending out packages. I think that I was supposed to send someone a hat that she meant to use as a Christmas present, but I haven't done it yet. Yeah. Joe's saying Michael has a good sale going on right now for Christmas stuff. Yeah, that's the best time to buy Christmas stuff.
The day after.
That's where best time to get like Christmas cards, pretty much anything Christmassy that let's see. David says, for my Monday Men series, I did reruns for all of December, but today I have a new one and one who was a complete joy to record. Awesome. And Kathleen says, I try to tie many errands together and map easiest route due to gas, groceries. I am lucky and can shop a military base. I save money at the base commissary. Oh, combat crochet. Let me write that down. I've never heard of that channel before. I'm going to have to check them out. Let's see. Oh, Caitlin's saying they're not on YouTube anymore or TikTok. Okay. Hi, Bryn Michelle. How are you doing today? Okay, Derek, the Knitwit. Okay, let me write that down. And that's another thing too. Like if y'all come across like new channels and stuff, like send me an email. That way, I can mention them in a shout out video. Because I'm always looking for new channels to shout out.
I think I ran over a couple. I'll see if I'll find their links and send them to you.
Awesome.
And
like I always say, sorry.
I think it's like a couple, a man and a woman. I was like, that's kind of cool.
And I always say to email, like a lot of times to email them to me because like sometimes like with the live chat, it's easy to miss comments in the chat, and especially like whenever it's going by fast. Lisa says it's 47 in Kansas. Yeah, okay, it is Shannon. Okay, good.
It's warmed up a couple of degrees. It's 29 now.
I try my best to remember names, but it's like I don't know, like every now and then there's names that don't stick as easily. And like the more I see people in my lives too, then I get better at remembering your name. But like if I don't see you, if I don't see you around as often, sometimes I'm like, what's your name again? Joe says, I would love to see Coupon Gale in an interview. She just started off, but can see her doing big things with the crochet world. And I think it was her that said that. Yeah. She had sent me an email. So we're gonna try to schedule her to come on. And she also went live on Crystal the Yorny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady recently too. And Caitlin says, the last time I went to his channel, all his crochet stuff was gone. I looked on TikTok and his account is private now. Hmm. Yeah. And yeah, there's yarn clearance at Michael's too. Sandra says, very quiet here. We live in the woods, no nearby neighbors and dirt roads, just us and the wildlife. Love it. No more big city living. Yeah, that's one thing. Like I'm initially from like a larger town. I mean, not like real, not like like a huge town, but and then like whenever I moved to Eunice, it's a lot smaller, which there's pros and cons. It's quieter, well, for the most part, but but you don't have as much. It's like I miss a lot of the stores that we had in Homa that Eunice does not have, like Michael's.
We have to drive like 40, it's almost 45 minutes to our local Michael's and Hobby Lobby. We don't have it. Our Joann's, I think, went out of business.
Okay, David. Send me combat crochets too if you can, and I'll see. What he says. I hear you on that, Shannon. We have no yarn stores in my town. The only place to buy yarn is Walmart, or or you got to go online. Oh, hey, Marshalee. How are you doing today? Frank, Marshalee says hello. He says hi back. I don't know if y'all could hear if you could hear him. But what are you working on? Oh, that's awesome, Marshalee. She got her watch hours. Now she just needs some more subscribers. She's halfway to 1K. So yeah, okay, yeah, someone dropped
Hello,
the link.
Marshalee.
Yeah, if y'all don't already have Marshalee, um go check her out, throw some yarn in her window and show her y'all yarny love and support. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, all the yarn is supposed to be on sale at Michael's.
I have to check that out after I get done.
Okay, Laura Lee says a big city, which is 1.5 hours away, is about 60,000, which is huge to me, but considered small nationwide. Okay, so I am caught up with the chat now. So now we're going to start wrapping things up. So, do you have any last words you want to say before?
Well, thanks for having me up. I was nervous, but I think I did okay. I did okay. A little tongue-tied here and there. But thanks for those who are subscribed and threw yarn in my window. I appreciate it. And I'll do the same back for you guys.
And I want to thank you for coming live with me.
I appreciate it. I was nervous. I was like, oh no, I gotta do it once. You gotta get back on the bicycle sometime, right?
Really, you just have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's and it's a lot easier when you go live on someone else's channel because they pretty much like guiding the live. So but yeah, but this is a good opportunity for new channels to get themselves put out there, and usually it helps them get some new yarny friends. But anyway, I want to thank everyone for watching today's live. And I want to thank those that will be watching the replay.
Thank you.
And let's see. I think that's all I have for y'all. But anyway, I hope y'all have a fabulous yarny day. Be the light and bye.
Don't forget to rock yarn.